Welcome back to the channel, and thanks for joining me today here at Mark's Garage. I am next to the 2024 Honda Goldwing. That's the Tour with dual clutch transmission, terrific motorcycle. And what I wanted to do after my first full riding season with that is circle back and talk a little bit about wind protection, because I've done some things to the bike. We've got a windscreen from F4 Customs, we've got upper air deflectors, and we have lower air deflectors. And I want to just run through those three items and let you know what I think here after a riding season. So it may not seem like that big of a deal when you talk about wind protection and wind management. After all, this is a Honda Goldwing. It's a world-renowned touring motorcycle, so it does come from the factory, fairly well set up for wind protection. But where you notice the opportunity to improve that is when you're on a long trip. If you're just out for an hour and the weather's good, no big deal. But if you're taking a trip, let's say from here out to South Dakota, or here around Lake Superior, or here down to the Ozark Mountains, you want to have a little extra protection. And I can promise you that the things including the upper air deflectors, the lower air deflectors, and the improved windscreen make all the difference when you're out there 1,000 miles from home and the weather turns a little bit. These lower air deflectors that I installed on the Honda Goldwing are not a Honda genuine part. They are an aftermarket part. I will put a link in the description. I think the key thing for me is I like the adjustability. So that's an important thing, and you can make the changes on the fly. You can do it while you're riding. You can do it while you're sitting. And depending on the conditions, that makes things really nice. Here are the upper air deflectors that I installed. These are a Honda genuine part. They work with the underside of the mirror housing. You take the plastic cover off and you have to drill a couple holes to give you access to some boxes. But again, the adjustability of these is terrific. The F4 Customs Windshield has been just a terrific upgrade from the stock windshield. And the neat thing about the F4 is it has this little bit of a curve upwards. And it really does a terrific job. So it's a little bit wider than stock, and it's got the curve at the top. You can really highly recommend the F4 Customs. Here at Mark's Garage, I did all the installation of the items that we're talking about today, the upper air deflectors. I'll put a link in the description for that video showing how to do that. I did the installation for the lower air deflectors, so I will put a link to that as well. The windscreen is fairly straightforward. I do have a video coming out soon that's all about end of season windscreen maintenance, and in that I show the proper technique for how to do everything properly, taking that off and cleaning not only the windscreen but then the inner cowl and all those things. Thank you for tuning in and watching this episode of Mark's Garage and talking about windscreen, upper air deflectors, lower air deflectors. There is a great added benefit to have those on a touring motorcycle. And again, like I said, when you're out and taking a longer trip, it is so nice to have that extra protection. So I'm going to recommend all three of those items. There's a wide variety of upper and lower air deflectors as well as windscreens. But I'm definitely going to recommend these items, and we'll definitely make sure that there's information in the description below for you. Thanks again for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Thank you to all the subscribers to Mark's Garage. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and please consider subscribing. Like this video if you like this kind of content, and we'll keep things rolling. Thanks again, and as always, and until next time, take care.